Okay, so getting back to regularly scheduled programming here. We've got the fourth studio album from Procol Harum. It's called Home, released June 1970. Yes, they did Snakes and Ladders as the cover, and uh, the band members are superimposed over the little caricatures and everything like that. Uh, so they had 10 studio releases between 68 and 78, 77. I've got half of them probably. I mean, I know I'm missing Shine On Brightly, the second album. I'm missing Procol's ninth, yeah, Something Magic. I got the live album. So I listen to them sporadically, or I've Exotic Birds and Fruit, which I've never listened to. I haven't even listened to Grand Hotel. Oops. So this came in last week. I bought this. This is the Esoteric expanded 2 disc version. Yeah, I need to spend more time with this band because getting this unheard. This might be my favorite Procol Harum album. I love Salty Dog, the predecessor, which is more cinematic, a little more mythical, seafaring type of storytelling. This album, uh, Robin Trower steps up, the arguably one of the most influential guitarists of all time and future solo king of just rock, R&B, and since '85 all blues. He was just here a couple months ago at the factory. Wish I had gone. He just turned 81 and he's still rolling, and the 50th anniversary editions of the live album just came out. I think In City Dreams is going to be the next one. I might have to get that box when it comes because I love that album and the follow up, which I can't think off the top of my head. Caravan to Midnight, I think. The Midnight Caravan, something of that nature. Uh, the band goes back to more of an R&B type of sound here. They get a different producer and organist. They become a four-piece, not counting Keith Reed, the lyricist. And this is this is a very gothic album. This is a picture if the Doors injected the swampy blues of Savoy Brown uh, to their kid. And I know what you're thinking. Well, the Doors did have those blues moments. Roadhouse Blues, obviously. A little bit of L.A. Woman. You know, wearing that the Texas radio with the Wasp and the Big Beat, which was a real thing at the time. They do that, but imagine a darker, even darker version, but also at the same time stretching into classical, a little bit into Emerson, Lake and Palmer, very Wagnerian, if you will. And we start off with Whiskey Train, which is your blues burner, great track. There's 3 or 4 songs though on this album, which are Keith Reed is focusing on mortality and theology too much stronger. I mean, the Dead Man's Dream track 2 is literally it's a dead man, but his soul's having an Edgar Allan Poe nightmare where he's going into a graveyard, corpses rise and they're all rotting and everything like that. But then the soul wakes up from its nightmare and it sees the light. So this is the Dead Man's Dream is this creepy, again, gothic, atmospheric, slow churning number. Some of these songs almost get into a Sabbath type of mood. Uh, but it's like a Poe version of the Divine Comedy in 5 minutes. Uh, I absolutely love it. Nothing That I Didn't Know is probably of all the songs about morality, moral decay, end of relationships, of death. Nothing I Didn't Know. Track 4 is the one track where there's no solace. There's no redemption. seeing the lighter side or the positive to it. It's someone mourning the loss of uh I believe the girl who he's talking about died at age 26 and he wishes it had been him. This is your That's your track where it's, yeah, it's nothing that I didn't know. I knew the end was coming, or the end is going to come for us all, and yeah, what can I do? And it travels into track 5, "About to Die," where it's, if I didn't know any better, it's someone who's on their deathbed or someone's about to get hanged publicly, and reaching out and seeing at the last second, going, you know what? May the god or gods above light a candle for your wayward son going to the sunset. It's this whole album is practically a sermon of just the relationship of things to life to death. Uh, my favorite track though of the regular ones is track 3, "Still There Be More," which has some, is your old school type of telling somebody off, um, almost Old Testament like biblical, cursing somebody, cursing their family, that, the old gypsy type of stuff, or um, being like the Romans and pillaging Carthage, insulting the fields after the Third Punic War. This is the chorus, which I think I need to remember, is like he writes, is "I'll blacken your Christmas and I'll piss on your door. You'll beg for mercy, but still there'll be more." I'm like, oh, this is so damn good. But there's two lines near the end that would probably get this song canceled today, even though it's tongue in cheek, but yeah, things, alluding to doing things to someone's wife, and is probably not going to be good. Well, then again, we have Tech Nine and all that shit going around. So you know what? It would probably fly today, and everyone else get uh, their panties in a up knot up their ass. That's just the way it goes these days. Everyone's too PC and doesn't know it. But they can, uh, but they can support a child murderer. Go figure. Oh, that's what got me going the other night. I'm keeping it to myself. Gonna keep it to myself. Barnyard Story, track 6. Again, more about, this is depression, suicidal ideation, but then just finding solace and a higher power, a higher thinking, positivity. You have to dive into this album because it's not all as bleak as it sounds, and it comes across most of the endings, except for Nothing I Didn't Know. There's some respite from the just natural horror of things. Piggy Pig Pig. Okay, this is Keith's point about the ruling class, politicians, financiers. My mistake. We've got such imagery as blood on the streets and destruction. Uh, you want it all, you take it all, and the narrator looking to the heavens just for that, the the deliverance is going to come through fate and judgment when the gods of the wind, the seas, and the fires come down and burn out all the politicians and the ruling class who fuck everybody over. Oh, this is a deep album. The epic magnum opus, track 8, Wailing Stories. Okay, you could say this is either their magnum opus or it's their second, depending on where you want to put uh, uh, Inheld Twas I from Shine On Brightly. I don't have the studio album for that one yet. I'm gonna work on it. I'll probably just get the regular initial remaster from Esoteric with the 2 or 3 bonus tracks, because the second disc on there is, how often I'm gonna go back to it, I don't know. But Wailing Stories is this just, in the live version, of course, at 12 minutes, is you've got this Wagner bombast of creativity. If this wasn't the influence on Emerson, Lake and Palmer, a little bit of early Queen, yes, at that point in time, I they first of all, people will be lying to you because clearly all those bands were listening to this, and Wailing is just this epic of things always going wrong. It builds to a tension. Again, whaling stories, the seafaring, the salty dog, but much like Moby Dick, it all goes to shit. But there's some there's some relief in the destruction. Not too far off from Piggy Pig Pig, actually. You'd have to listen to that in order to fully grasp it. And the live version, even the live version of Inhaled 'Twas I from the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra, it just blows the roof off the place. When even the studio version is just an incredible statement. And then we end with Your Own Choice and Keith's lyrics joking about there's too many poets, not enough rhyming. Let's wrap this up. Just this was an incredible run through. I had to play this like 5 times because I just kept on enjoying it. And for some reason, this version, the 2 disc, doesn't have the lyrics printed. They're not hard to figure out if you pay attention. You're gonna have to pay attention, but just a solid album. I think I like it more than Salty Dog, but Salty Dog's a lot of fun. And I'm gonna have to go back and listen to the 3 CD edition of the debut that I have. Yes, I got the big deluxe expanded edition for that. What? Oh, well, I'm a dumbass because here's the lyrics in the poster foldout. Yeah, okay. Duh. So, well, my bad, mea culpa. Just an amazing album. It makes me wonder when I have all these albums sitting in a pile on the floor, and I've had them 8 years, why, 10 years in some cases. I don't listen to them. 2 of them are still wrapped in plastic. So I'm gonna tear those open a little bit, and I'm gonna dive more into the Procol Harum albums. I don't know about the 2 that came out in '96 and '03. I'll look into those, but I'm thinking of snatching up the rest of the 2 and 3 CDs that I can for a decent price of the original run, 67 to 77, and do an album ranking on that, or a top 10, because this is, to be fair, the top 10 could easily have half this album and half a Salty Dog. This is so good. So if you've not heard Procol Harum beyond the obvious, Whiter Shade of Pale, go check out Home, its predecessor, A Salty Dog, and of course, the big live album. I mean, that live version of Conquistadors, everyone knows that one at some point or another. Even if they don't really know it, they've heard it. And yeah, so that's my quick review and discussion. Yeah, I kept under 15. I'm going to drop in the comments a couple of links. A buddy of mine, he's starting to list his comic book collection piecemeal on eBay, and he sent me a few links. I'll drop a couple in the comments and then a couple more in the next video as well. Check him out. He's got some really good, hard to find stuff, and he's got them all graded and everything. He's been a good buddy to me, so I might as well do him the favor, you know? So if you like this, if you're curious, I think I give you a really good view if you're into just darkness and organs and keys and strong guitar playing, blues, even just heavy bass, and there's no real bass. It's like, again, like the Doors' Raymond Zarek, he's playing the bass strings, the bass keys to make it sound like a bass, even though there's no real bass guitar per se. And then once in a while there is a real bass. It varies. You'd have to go into it because they had 4 guys doing the work of 5 at this point. So hit like, drop a comment, subscribe if you want. Every little bit helps. And remember, especially with what I keep saying with Tom Waits, literally before you're dirt in the ground, as most of this album points to, enjoy yourselves. See you on the next one.